Hey guys, what is up? So the drama is definitely rolling in today. Trisha Paytas posted a video of why she decided to step down from Frenemies. Now, do I think this is going to be permanent? No. And mind you, I watched the whole entire Trisha Paytas video and I watched all of Frenemies before pressing the record button. So here's the breakdown of what happened. Trisha Paytas, they were talking about Gabby Hanna on the podcast, right? And Ethan wanted to switch over to like fan advice, right? It was a new segment. They wanted to switch over to do that. Trisha Paytas said it was stupid. Like, she feels like podcasts that do Q&As or fan advice, they're only doing that because they have nothing else to talk about, right? That was her opinion. But then Trisha went on to say how she's tired of Ethan recycling, Ethan and the crew recycling titles and stories and things, how Ethan never takes her ideas or inputs and blah, 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 right? But then this led to Ethan admitting a little bit, okay, yeah, sometimes we do recycle things. And then Trisha brings up, well, you know, on a Frenemies episode, I think it was probably last week's Frenemies episode, where they titled the podcast "We're Pregnant" or Pregnancy Announcement. That's what they titled it, Pregnancy Announcement, right? And Trisha Paytas basically didn't like the fact that Ethan titled it Pregnancy Announcement because it didn't have anything to do with Trisha. And Trisha was arguing that Ethan had already announced that they were pregnant on the H3 podcast, so why should he have to announce that on Frenemies? But to me, this is where I feel like it all went wrong. Ethan should always talk to Trisha about what the title should be before the title's posted. You know, this podcast gets millions of views and it's their podcast, right? So Ethan should have definitely been talking to Trisha about, hey, is this okay for the title, right? But on the other hand, I feel like it's pretty selfish of Trisha. Like, come on, Hila's pregnant, you know? And so I just feel like, can it not be about you for a second, Trisha? It just sounds incredibly selfish. But then this kind of led to, oh, well, Ethan makes decisions without Trisha. Trisha mentioned that Ethan wanted to have Frenemies. They got like a location in downtown LA. Trisha was like, no, she doesn't like the location, downtown LA. She wants to do it at Ethan's house. And then this led to, oh, well, you're always making decisions. And this led to, well, you get an extra 5%. Now I'm going to put on the screen exactly what Ethan says Trisha gets. And Ethan says it's reasonable because he does all the work and Trisha just shows up, and she really didn't like that. But first, let me read what Ethan says Trisha gets. He takes 5% extra from Frenemies podcast revenue. He takes the highlights revenue, and everything else is split. He says that Trisha gets 50% of the membership and she gets 50% of sponsors. Now, Trisha claims she had to fight for the membership, to fight to get 50%. And to me, talking about money is kind of cringy. But two, I think that Trisha really does not care about the crew. It sounds like she does not give two shits about the crew. It sounds like she'd be okay if the crew was paid minimum wage. That's what it sounds like to me. And she was very rude when she was talking about the segment, because apparently the new person that Ethan hired created the segment, and Trisha also did not like the fact that Ethan was making decisions like hiring on employees. And here's the part where I do agree with Ethan. I do believe that every single time Ethan makes these decisions about new employees, hiring for Frenemies, or all this stuff, any single time it involves money, Trisha gets upset because she always feels as if she should be getting more income, or that she's being like, Trisha comes off as if she's feeling like Ethan is scamming her in some way, because she don't give two shits about those employees. I mean, I'm just calling it how I see it. So in this video where she's like, guys, I stepped down from Frenemies, she does state, oh my gosh, I really do care about the employees. But no, she doesn't. She's trying to save face, but I don't think she really thinks about how much goes into production, how much goes into editing. She doesn't. All Trisha does is show up and talk. You know what I mean? She doesn't put anything into editing, into filming, into making sure like they have the sound bites and all that jazz. It takes a bunch to run, and she was very disrespectful to the crew, I felt like. Oh, and I did want to state that I think the huge takeaway from Trisha Paytas' I stepped down from Frenemies video was that had she known that it was going to be like a third H3 podcast show, she wouldn't have done it. That's what she says. Trisha thought Frenemies was going to be its own thing. She didn't know it was going to be a part of like Ethan's thing. And honestly, I think what really bothers her is that, you know, Ethan has more money than she does. I think Frenemies needs to be its own thing in order for her to be fully happy. But I feel on both sides. I think this is something, once again, they should have discussed in the beginning. I think Trisha should have spoke up, you know, sooner when she found out it was going to be like H3. What Trisha's trying to say without being offensive is that she wants this just to be frenemies, like they hire employees. She wants, you know, H3, good for those employees, but she wants to hire like new employees just for frenemies. That's what she really wants. You know, she wants an input on who they hire. She wants to be in charge just as much as Ethan is, and she hates the fact that even though she's part of the show, it's still Ethan's thing, so to speak, because it's on his channel. And that's what she really doesn't like. Now, here's what Ethan did wrong. The moment Trisha said, hey, we have to end this right now, because, you know, Trisha did that thing where she's like, I'm not upset, I'm not upset, I'm not upset. Okay, we have to end this right now. We have to, you know, she did that thing, right? So as soon as she said that, Ethan should have been like, okay, thank you guys for watching. Now we'll see you on the next video, or we'll see you soon. Bye, guys, right? Instead, he continued on, and that bothered me because he already knows, he already steps on eggshells around Trisha. And mind you, I have to admit, Trisha was wrong in a lot of things. Like, it amazes me the amount of just toleration Ethan has. However, I did feel like as soon as Trisha said, let's end this, he should have ended it, but tried to continue. He wanted it to end to where she got up. That's what he wanted, and she's like, I'm not gonna let you do that. Let's end it now. So kudos for Trisha on that part, because he was trying to make fun of her with that. I will have to say that. And I do believe it is the pizza curse, because they have this joke that every single time they eat pizza, something bad happens, and sure enough, something bad happened. But I think Trisha will definitely be back. I think this is just her being in her emotions right now. I think she also feels embarrassed because she came off as looking like she treated the crew like shit. She came off as an asshole. She came off as just being so disrespectful towards the people that help her make it happen. Yes, Trisha being there and frenemies is, it brings in the views, but she has to know that without the crew, it couldn't happen. Without the crew, there would be no frenemies, right? And she seems to forget that point, in my opinion. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. You know, Trisha posted up her video and she claims she's stepping down from frenemies. I don't think this is going to last. I will note that, you know, in Trisha's video, she was definitely more respectful. And I think it's because her, Ethan, and Hila, they have like this family bond now. It's different from how it was in the beginning. I think they'll work it out. I think she's just in her emotions. I think she got butthurt when Ethan said, you don't really do anything but show up. You know, I think she got butthurt that Ethan said that on camera. But I do think behind the scenes, things clearly need to be more transparent if Trisha's like questioning money stuff. I think, you know, the title should also go by Trisha. I do, however, think that Trisha should just shut up about the title. Hila's pregnant, yay. You know, I think if it's not about Trisha, then she's gonna have a fit about it. But anyways, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching. I let you guys know what I think, and I can go on forever, but that was just like the gist of everything that happened. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.